Hi, this is Alpha77 with another figure review. This time I'll be reviewing Death Note Collectible Minifigures 3-piece set Volume 1. There is actually a Volume 2, but I haven't got that set because it has just Rem, Misa, and another L, and I don't really want Rem or Misa, and this L is perfectly good. These are basically just sort of mini, I guess, figurines rather than figures. They're pretty small. Hang on, just see, there's Ultimate Nick Fury. So they're about 3 inches, I think. Probably about double the size, a bit less than double the size of a Mini-Mate. So yeah, they're quite small, but they're actually really detailed figures, so and at a decent price point. So let's get to the review. First I'll talk about Light, being the main character. It's a very nice pose that they've sculpted him in. It's a very sort of dramatic pose without being flamboyant. He's in his traditional school uniform, which is probably his most famous costume in the show, even though I don't really think he wears it all that much. I mean, he wears the shirt and the trousers a lot, but the jacket he only wears when he's at school, and he graduates not even halfway through the series. So, but yeah, I suppose it's quite an iconic look with the red tie and everything. I think he's styled more in the anime than the manga. I mean, I know they're the same character, but the art style is a lot sort of more painted with the manga. It's a lot less sharp. Not that that's a bad thing, but I don't know if you can see really here. Yeah, it's not really focusing. But he's very nicely detailed. Paint apps are pretty decent. There's a few sort of smudges here and there, but otherwise good. Nice silver detailing on the buckle, which is tiny, and it's even got Death Note written on the bottom of the Death Note in the proper font. There's nothing written in the book, but it is actually sculpted in sort of lined pages, which is quite nice. The pen is kind of, well, it's just a black stick really, but I think that's forgivable. The base is kind of weird. I think it's supposed to be kind of a rocky surface, but with the silvery colour it looks like it's silk or something, but then there's all these sculpts and a random wing. Just the one, so I don't know, is he going to turn into Sephiroth or something? I get why they've got the little gold star thing at the back, because if you look at any of the manga covers, that's quite a thing that features a lot, and even on the soundtrack it's got it there. It's a recurring symbol that's used on all the covers and in the openings. But and it's a little bit squishy, but other than that, he's a really great figure, nicely detailed. I'll move on to L now. L is actually 2 separate pieces, which I was surprised to find out. That's pretty cool. You can just take him out of his chair. And what I often do is, because of the way he's sort of perched like that, I basically just perch him on the inside of this mug. Like that. So he's just sort of sat on my desk. Which is pretty neat, because I mean, they could have had him just stuck to the chair, but that would have been a bit rubbish. I mean, the chair's a chair. I guess I should just talk about the chair first. It's an okay chair. Looks like the one in the anime, which he falls out of. Wobbles a bit though, but it's pretty much firm. You don't really need to worry about it too much. Sculpt's very nice. Sculpted in his traditional weird sitting pose, eating a donut actually. At first I was a little disappointed because I wanted a more sort of serious L, but then I thought, with the donut, more the weirder, quirky side of his personality, so I guess that's kind of truer to the character. And it's actually a really good sculpt. I mean, he's got his mouth open for the donut, but he doesn't look particularly stupid doing it. His skin colour's kind of weird. It's a sort of pale yellow-grey, which sounds like it would look weird, but it actually does kind of suit him. It's because I mean, El's obviously very pale. Got nice rumpling on the t-shirt around the chest area, and his, I don't know, jeans. I mean, they look more like tracksuit bottoms than jeans, but I think they are supposed to be jeans. Very nice. There's a little smudge of red on the back there. You can't really see it, but it's really minor. It's not really a problem. It's probably just the one I have. It's got nice swept back hair off to the left, or rather off to his left. And the fact that you can take him off his chair and just perch him on your desk is something that I think is pretty neat. And then finally Ryuk, or Ryuk. I'm not even sure how I say it. Yeah, Ryuk's really good looking as well. I mean, in terms of the figure. He's got an apple in his hand. Nice, evil sort of perch on a weird kind of tree, rocky type thing. Like a tree stump or a rock. But it's red anyway. I guess it's from the Shinigami realm or something. And he's even got his own Death Note there. Obviously not in scale with light, because obviously Ryuk's a lot taller. He's got a nice little rough thing that goes around his neck. He doesn't have his... Oh no, he does have his earring, which is quite good, because actually a lot of Ryuk figures tend to avoid that. I mean, I have the one that came with the DVDs in America, and that one doesn't have it. So that's pretty cool that they've got it included. And very nice sculpt around the neck, all sort of protruding veins and sinewy muscle and stuff. His eyes are golden, which is a little bit weird, but it's not a deal breaker. It's still a perfectly good looking figure. It's a bit smudgy on his face, but again, that kind of just adds to the look. And for some reason he's got a weird dot of green paint there, which I can't seem to scrape off, but brilliant figure. All excellently sculpted figures, true to the show and the manga. There is no articulation with them, but on a number of websites, the prototypes have shown, they had a diagram for the prototypes which seemed to indicate that L's right arm would sort of bend up and down, Light's right arm would also bend a bit, and Ryuk's right arm again would bend, but in actuality they don't. I mean, they are joined as separate pieces as if they could, but they're pretty firmly stuck on, and I wouldn't advise trying to do it because you're more likely to tear it, because it's a sort of soft-ish plastic. I mean, it's not weak or anything, it's solid enough, but it's certainly more, you can see it's quite bendy. It's not like it's not hard plastic. So overall, very nice figures, and worth it for the price, which I can't remember what it was, but I remember it was a pretty good deal. And if you want the Misa, Rem and L figures, they're probably just as good, but I don't particularly care for Rem or Misa. And the L figure is basically like this one, just in a different chair, with the gold star on the back of it, and instead of a donut in his hand, he's on the phone with a more serious expression. And I kind of wanted that one at first, but now I actually really like the donut one, just to perch on my mugs. So that's the end of this figure review, I guess.